Hey there, welcome to Concept Hunter. Today we're going to talk about Bat the Bat by ARF Games, which has bats and bats in it. Yeah, it does. It's a pretty simple game, but for some reason I got stuck playing it, and it has a couple of interesting points to talk about. So, you swing left and right, and you're on this trampoline, and that's about it, and there's bats coming. It's not very difficult to understand. If you don't hit them in time and they hit you, one of your hearts goes away. You start the game with one heart, and as you do better and better, you get coins from your score and combo. You know, there's a calculation somewhere, and from those coins you could buy upgrades that do all kinds of stuff, like start you off with more hearts, which is really, really useful, obviously. So that's the core of the game, and really all your controls are left, right, and the dive down. Now, left and right is the core, the way that you'll mostly be playing the game. And this is actually a little bit odd and a little bit misleading, because you'd think that it's just to the left and to the right, but it's actually kind of a circle around you. And when I say that, in the sense of a lot of the times they're right on top of you. They align right on top of you, of your verticality, and you kind of hit them when they're right above you or right below you. And that could be a little bit finicky, because you don't really understand. The animation is just left and right, so you don't really understand where it is that you need to attack left and right. And it's a little bit odd, but you get used to it. I wish it was a little bit better, and I think there's better ways of doing it. It almost felt in a way that the bats will almost always align. And because the bats almost always align, pretty much always, it almost feels like the whatever is spawning them makes sure that you'll be aligned as long as you don't mess around with it using the dive. And that's because of that, I'm saying that the dive is kind of, I didn't really use it for the beginning of the game. I really almost never used the dive, because it was always, most bats were always aligned at some point. So I could always hit them at some point during their movement through the level and my movement going up and down. So I never really needed to use the dive, and I've only started using the dive much later, usually for those things, usually for power-ups that come up. And note that the power-ups are also something that you have to start buying. I mean, they don't come in ever unless you start buying them, and then they have a chance of appearing. And which is a little odd. I mean, you kind of want to begin at a very low level and maybe make them more through upgrades. So like level 1, as the game is right now, level 1 would already be there. That would be nice, I feel. Doesn't have to be, it's fine, but I think power-ups should be a thing that exists in the game, and you just make them better, because I don't even know what they do, even though they're kind of clear. And with that, the power-ups also don't last long. I've had a lot of cases where I got a bigger bat, the Giga Bat, and then no bats actually came on screen. And that's a problem, a different problem for the entirety of the game. You kind of expect that as you move along the levels, and note that the background changes a little bit, and you get more and more different types of bats as you progress forward. Oop, missed that. As you progress forward, different types of bats, and that's the amount of score, not experience, that you have at the top right of the screen. That is the score. When it fills up, you level up, and there's different bats and stuff. And I don't really know what happens with the spawning, but even at this late stage, there are a lot of times where there's like nothing on screen, just for a while. And it's especially there in the early stages of the game, in the early levels of the game. There's just nothing on screen. I kind of expect there to be like you know, like action-y, especially later on. At the beginning, sure, it could be a little slow, but later on, I kind of want to just, be engaged with the game. And right now, I'm kind of finding myself, look, there's like 3 seconds. Oop, that was my bad. There's like 3 seconds of nothing happening on screen, and it's kind of gets boring. I wish it was just faster, because I think there's a good component of skill that could be here and feel really good. That's kind of what you look for in these type of games. They're kind of like skill impossible type games where it's endless and you'll eventually lose because it just gets harder and harder. But here, it doesn't feel like it's getting harder. It feels like it's just kind of slow, and I really do wish maybe in 30 levels it feels faster, but I'm not going to get there. I'm not going to play the game as much. You can also notice that the one tiny last thing that I have an issue with this game about is that the combo meter goes down on a timer, which is totally fine. You have to keep up your combo, right? That's totally fine. But whenever I swing, or dive, I actually lose combo. So I have to swing and also hit something in order to gain combo. I don't love that mechanic, but it's okay. The problem that I have with it is that even with that, if you hit a power up, you actually don't get combo back. So if you hit a power up, you're basically just losing combo for no reason. Power ups, if that's how your game works, if you hit something, you get combo, and if you don't hit any, and if you just swing for no reason, it loses. Then power ups should adhere to the same rule and also give you combo points, I feel. But yeah, that's it. It's a nice little game. It's a cute concept. There's a couple of things you could do better, and there's stuff that you could do more. But I wish it required more skills. What I'm trying to say, and was kind of a little more hectic and crazy, especially in the later levels, because that would be like fun. That would be like really cool for like blah, 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 crazy left right left right left right. All right, yeah, that's it. It's called Bat the Bat. I don't know. I got stuck playing it. It's a cute little game, and I enjoyed it. Yes. It's called Bat the Bat. It's by ARF Games. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.